My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. I'm only here to even the score. Whoa. My mind is set, my grind is set, my heart on ice cold. We down right now, but did it before. Whoa. See from here we going up. Made the call, I shown up. Now the game is sewn up. Say my name is blown up. We up. We.
Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Buck Sweet Sports Podcast, presented to you by 810 Studios. Make sure you swing by 810 Studios, give them a like, share, follow, check out all the great content. If you're here for all your local sports, high school football talk, you're in the right place. Got the whole crew back with me today. Once again, we got a lot to go over after a crazy lightning weather field night of Friday night football, and we still got a couple games that we haven't even been played yet, but we'll talk about it. But I got the whole crew back with me today. Got Brandon Blackwell, BB, got Brandon Ward, Big B, got Coach Zandre Graham, got the Magic Man from Midway, Magic Gomez, and we're ready to talk about a little high school football, man. Appreciate y'all joining us.
Yes, sir.
Fellas, how y'all doing today?
Good.
Doing good.
I'm sad.
Oh, we gonna talk about it. First thing first, man. We're gonna start out with we're gonna talk about what happened Friday night, man. Some week 2 results that stood out as far as any team or your prospective teams. And whoever wants to jump on it first, go ahead. Let's run this Buck Sweet.
Well, I was at the Clinton Wallace game, and really wasn't nothing to stand out except for Jaden Williams for Clinton. Dude, it didn't matter if the score was 59-0 or not. The kid was still playing lights out. He was giving everything he had for his team. So shout out to Jaden Williams over there in Clinton. Big 15. He put on a defensive show the best way he could by himself. So Wallace, hats off to Wallace. Raining, it didn't matter, man. They just opened up holes, man, and it was off to the races. So it was a good game. There towards the end, it got real chippy.
As expected,
Yeah, that's expected. But I did wanted to shout out all the Wallace players and Clinton players, especially Jaden Williams. And like I said, it was 59-0, and my man was out there giving it everything the whole time, all 60 minutes. So shout out to Jaden Williams, man. That's all I got to say on that game.
But before you finish, though, we got to talk about our Buck Sweet Sports, since that was the game of the week. You was out there, you was covering it. So talk about the Buck Sweet Sports player of the game that you selected, and of course, got to show the big boys some love, the offensive linemen, the Hog Mollies, the Trench Warrior of the Week. Just speak on them real quick.
Man, I talked to Big Irv after the game, Irvin Brown. He was coming back off injury. He still wasn't 100%, but dude, when dude gets the ball downhill, there's no stopping that. He played really well. His head was on a swivel the whole night. There was a couple plays that got blown up in the backfield by Jaden Williams. But other than that, Irv put on the show, and a big reason why all the running backs for Wallace were able to put on a nice show is because our Trench Warrior of the Week, man, Christian Scarlett. Dude is big, strong, and got good feet, good agile feet, man. He's quick. He's quick on the block. From switching from a lineman to a blitzing linebacker. He was on it all night.
Yes, sir. That's what we like to hear. And once again, for our listeners that don't know, whoever selected for that Buck Sweet Sports game of the week, we do give out player awards after the game. So like I said, Irvin Brown was our Buck Sweet Sports player of the game, and Christian Scarlett. Got to show love to the offensive linemen. Offensive linemen do not get enough appreciation for everything that they do. So shout out to Christian Scarlett, junior offensive lineman out there at Wild Rose Hill. Like I said, and then also, if you haven't already, check out that article that Brandon wrote on top of the game. If you didn't watch the game, great way to read up on it. And that's what we do for the Buck Sweet Sports game of the week. But moving on, man. I'll go last, but anybody else want to elaborate on anything they saw Friday night as far as just like I say, it could be your team, be another team.
Roseville getting upset by Grimsley.
Oh yeah, that was a big one.
Oh my God, I watched most of the highlights. I didn't really see too much, but first pass for Roseville was a pick six. Then they had a guy on Grimsley. Because they got the number 1 overall recruit in the 2026 class with the quarterback that's committed to Tennessee, throwing dimes to a guy that didn't play a single varsity snap all last year. Not a single kick, nothing. And that same receiver that went against DBs that got FBS offers went for 200 yards. So that was my biggest game that I seen that shot me. I mean, outside 71st beating Pine Forest 40-0 in the first half. But other than that, yeah, that was my game that caught me off guard as far as what I seen and what I was keeping up with.
Have you heard? Soda's not a dirty word anymore.
Uh-oh.
What the word?
I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna tell you I know what needs to be going on. My Raiders need to be getting ready to put them helmets back on and get over there and play this away game that we got coming up this Friday. Because Brandon was with me Friday night, right? So I invite somebody that is a Lakewood Leopard to come out to a midway game. Lakewood not even there. So I'm like, hey, I got to show out. My boys got to show out. You know what I'm saying? So we get there and we sure enough get curtain call. That's for sure. 41-6, you get down there and you turn the ball over twice, fumbles regardless. You know what I'm saying? We can't say nothing about the weather because, hey, it's for both teams, right? You're both playing in the same atmosphere. Hey, it's raining on both sides. For the JK side and the Midway side, it just rained a lot more on the JK side because they sure enough put them numbers up on the board. 41-6. That was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shh. But I do got to say that Miles did put us on the board. It was off to the races. Once Miles got to the outside, it was off to the races. They really had to see that dude. I mean, he's a quick guy, you know what I'm saying? And he you know what I'm saying? He's gonna play 110 all the time. As I can see, and Brandon's seen him. Brandon's seen him for sure. He's a smaller frame guy, but he's going to give it his all regardless. And I'm not taking nothing away from JK. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking anything away from JK, and I can't take nothing away from JK. Ty Morrissey was out there putting people. I mean, headhunter is what they was calling him, and that's exactly what he was doing. He was putting licks on people, and then we had a couple of running backs down there on the JK side. 10 and 8. There might have been a few others. Brandon spoke with those guys after the game. You know what I'm saying? So he can probably elaborate a little more over there off the JK side because he had spoke with him. So I'm gonna turn that over to Brandon.
Yeah, that number 10 man on Midway, dude, like he's stupid fast. He is stupid fast. Like, kid's impressive. He is a small dude. I honestly think his feet go before his hands got the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was one of the big issues. Like, I watched him a couple times. He had road runner feet, son. I mean, that thing's went to moving. It was a blur. I said, what in the world? But he was still trying to get his arm over the ball. And I was like, come on, we can't do that. We got to secure the rock. Like, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, they struggled in that water, man. It was fumble after fumble. I know, when I first got there, I was watching through sideways rain. They had already started playing. They didn't care. I mean, it was coming down. It was like watching them on an old fuzzy TV. And I was like, good Lord, they don't care. And I couldn't tell what was really going on. And then I know Midway got down probably around that 5-10 yard line 2 different times. And I never seen a score go on the board. And I was like, what in the world's happening? About the time the rain just did slack up enough where I felt comfortable hopping out. And it was a 90-yard pass completion for a touchdown. And I said, oh, my goodness gracious. By the time I bought my ticket and got in the gate, JK had scored again. And I was like, what? So I don't even know what happened there. I'm assuming a fumble. I mean, dude, the game was great. I will say Midway's defense was doing good. I mean, it was physical. It was strong. It just wasn't strong enough. I mean, I don't know. I heard Sloan say something about, building a fence around it and protecting home. We missed a spot because them boys came down through there. I mean, the only fence I seen, they let me in for $10.
God,
So I ain't gonna say they won't work, and I'm just gonna say it didn't come together for them. It did not come together for them. But now, one of the kids, Takis, Wilson on JK is their number 10. And I think when Midway started working their number 10 so hard, they turned him loose. And literally, I was there. I was like, man, what is this? This 10-on-10 crime out here. Like their 10 would do something, our 10 would do something. Their 10 would do something, our 10 would do something. And that kid plays both sides of the ball. He's an excellent ball player. I talked with him after the game. He's very well mannered, very humble kid. He's a senior this year. Like nothing but respect for him. I will say those JK guys were super excited to know that Bucksweet was there and that we saw. I won't dig into the way it made me feel, the way I felt when I got their reaction to us actually being there. But it took me back, man. Those are some grateful kids and some deserving kids. I'm glad we're going to start talking about them.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. And I'm glad you mentioned that because that's like a great segue. And it kind of slipped my mind to make the announcement. For those who haven't seen, we once again did a little expansion. Talking amongst ourselves, we thought, well, you got a couple of great blue blood football programs right here in the area that we're not even talking about. So let's include them as well. So we have made that expansion into Duplin County, East Duplin, Wallace Rose Hill, James Keenan will all be getting coverage from both these sports already. If you haven't seen it already. And also, we'll be going into Bladen County covering the East Bladen Eagles. And like I said, just 4 really, storied football programs, ton of history, ton of great coaches, ton of great players. And it's a kind of a no-brainer when it comes to, covering high school sports in this area, not to talk about them. So definitely look, we talked about them indirectly, but now we're really going to be digging in. So definitely looking forward to showing Duplin County and Bladen County a little bit of love, those schools. To speak on what you guys were talking on, just going to piggyback off of what Brandon was saying or what Big B was saying about the Flynn Wallace game. Definitely shout out to Jaden Williams. Great football player, man. Kid that I've been hearing about since, he was coming up through rec in middle school. Tough kid. In a tough situation with what's going on at Clinton right now, and you hate to see great players, stuck in those type of situations, man. Like I said, I've seen kids from rival teams, that just were in really bad situations, unstable programs, and I hate it for them. But I've become a fan, and I keep up with them, and I feel the same as about Jay Bird, man. He's a hell of a player. He's always gonna give 110% out there on that football field, and hopefully, just some of the hopefully it gets better, man. It's a rough situation out there right now. But yeah, definitely hate to see Clinton, lose that game in the manner in which they did. But I mean, like I spoke on it last week, man. It's just something it's just something we're going to have to deal with this season, man. It's different. But speaking on the midway, James Keenan, like I said, I was checking out the game. Like Maddie said, man, you can't blame it on the weather because it's raining on both sides. For midway, man, getting inside the 10-yard line 2 times in the first half and coming away with 0 points was just a backbreaker, man. Against a team, against a good team, you can't make those type of mistakes, man. You got to punch that in. You got to get those points, put those points on the board. And I feel like if they would have, it probably would have been a closer game as far as the first half goes. And it just, the second half, JK just ran away with it, man. And I felt like Midway would kind of struggle with their speed and their athleticism, and it really started to show, they're late in the game because it was 20-6 going into the fourth quarter. And it's just like that late in that between that third quarter and that fourth quarter, JK just blew the doors off of them. But yeah, that's basically all I have for as far as our games Friday. We do still have a couple teams that haven't played their games. We got Union and Fairgrass Charter. They'll be kicking off again tomorrow night on Monday. We also got the East Bladen and West Bladen. Like I said, we're covering East Bladen now, so we're going to be giving you guys some updates from that game as well. But anybody got anything else they want to talk as far as week 2 goes? Before we dive into week 3. Oh man, we got to talk about Lakewood Thursday night. Thursday night. The only team that
like a
played
JV
Thursday
game
night,
right
man.
now.
The only team that played Thursday night.
The Thursday night game.
Yeah, they went up there, handled business, winning 33-8. But we got BB. You know, he was right there on the sideline, so he could probably give you a little bit more some more details as far as that game goes.
Yeah, I definitely can, man. I'll start off by saying I wasn't super impressed with the performance up there. The atmosphere just felt extremely dead, like altogether. I don't know if you ever been somewhere for an event and you got there and you were like, is the event even really supposed to be here? Like that's kind of what it felt like. It was just a real empty, just dead feeling up there. And I was like, I already didn't feel good right off the bat. I was like, this isn't going to be a great game. I will say, Kip has some good sized boys on their team. Definitely not what we seen last year. Some of them boys, even the players are talking about, they were like, I recognized a few of them, but some of them kids, I don't know where they came from. Dude, there was some thick boys on that team. You hear me? And they had this one kid, and I wish I'd have took the time to figure out what his name was, and I've been so busy I didn't do it. He's number 1 on their team. Somebody's got to be looking at that kid. I know somebody's probably looking at him. I mean, he's a darn athlete. He's a ball player. He plays from the snap to the whistle every single time. I mean, he's everywhere, all over. He's scoring touchdowns. He's making tackles. Kids everywhere. So if somebody ain't looking at him, I hope they hear me and start looking, because the kid probably deserves a look. I will say I was real proud of our quarterback. I believe they gave him player of the game. I believe they split player of the game between 2 players. Number 1 was our quarterback. Coach had mentioned that he completed everything he threw. Looking back at the stats said that he had 8 attempts and 7 completions. So it's one of the 2. There might be a discrepancy there, but including 1 pass for a touchdown. So that was good. I was glad to see that out of him. And they had pretty good pass coverage. Like if you look back at our stats, and they should be going up on Max Preps here soon. Even most of the passes that we got, they won't for very much. So our guys were catching the ball, but they won't go nowhere. I think the longest one was I remember now if it was 20 yards or 40 yards, but like it won't very much off of a pass. Most of them were 10 yards and 10 yards and less. So I mean, they were catching the ball, but they were somebody on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as defense goes, they gave player of the game to Dontavius Smith. Man, the kid's he's just an amazing defensive player.
He's been balling.
He is that.
He's been balling.
He is, man. Like he's a small frame guy. He's tall, thin. But I'm gonna tell you, man. Like very first game, he had a couple of picks. 1 for 6. In the first game we played, he ran a punt back for a touchdown, and then this game he was out there doing it again. Man, he picked one and brought it home. The touchdown's not on paper. I thought he got the touchdown. I might be wrong on that, but if he didn't get it, he got right there at it. The next play we got it. So he made a good pick. So they gave him player of the game as well. I mean, kid was just out there playing ball. You can't take nothing from him. He also runs some receiver for us as well. Kid's got some things going on, man, but he's still going out there showing up for his team and doing his thing. Super proud of him. I talked to coach a little bit. He said, the real highlight to him, was our defense. Our defense performed as usual. He said he feels like the defense was led by our linebackers. which makes me feel real good because I try not to talk about him because he's mine. But my son Aiden, number 33.
Oh yeah.
He
Shout him out, boy. Be a
Oh
daddy,
yeah.
dog.
Shout him out, man.
Be
Ain't
a
nothing wrong
daddy.
with that. Shoot, throw threes up.
No wrong with that. 33,
you know,
baby. 33, baby.
I try not to talk about him because he's mine, man. But I'm gonna tell you, like, he impressed me. He was there. He may not be the hardest hitter on the field, but I can promise you, if he sees a play, he's going to it. If it's on
Yes,
his
sir.
side, he's going to be there. If it's on the other side, he's on the way.
Yes, sir.
And I can tell you that I think he finished up the game. I had the stats, but I was trying to use the iPad, ended up having to use my phone, so now I can't see them. I think he had 6 assists on tackles, 3 solo tackles. He had an interception. He returned for 17 yards and pass deflection. So
Okay.
Solid.
he showed up. He played ball. A lot of them guys did. I just want to say, I'm proud of him. If I didn't mention anybody that should have been mentioned, I promise you I'll have my ducks in a row next time, and we'll get into it.
Hey, Chris, real quick, I forgot to mention this guy, Henry Bass. He transferred in from Mintz Academy over in Garland to Clinton, number 13.
Okay.
He's never played football, a down of football, to this year, and he's probably about 6'4", 6'5", wide receiver, physical, and he's got hands. He's just raw right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, man. I know you were talking about it, and the fact that you say he's never played football. Well, that's something else, man. Because I couldn't tell, but yeah, definitely shout out Henry Bass, man.
Hey,
look,
I
man,
hear over there.
Well, go ahead, Magic.
Hey, I'm hearing over there at Union. There's another quarterback soon to be throwing the ball over there.
I guess we'll see. We'll see.
You'll see tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Hey, Coach O's gonna get you, man. Don't be let all his secrets out, man.
I ain't gonna let him out. I just said a quarterback. I ain't say where he was from.
Okay. Hey, look. Before we move on, we got to give a shout out to our very own Coach Zandre Graham, going 2-0. Shutting down Fairmont this week.
Hey, man.
The JV's 2-0 out there in Purnell Sweat. So shout out to Coach Graham. Congratulations, 2-0. Got to keep it going.
Appreciate it.
Going.
Hey, but look, Zandre ain't gonna say nothing, but he know he got them hog mollies out there. Cause I know a lot of them Indian boys out there, and they eat good. I'm not even gonna front on that. Okay.
Look, man, Magic got the man speechless, man. Look.
Half them boys taller than Coach.
Yeah, hey, that offensive line, I promise you about all them boys bigger than me. Fresh, all fresh. Hey, they may not do a lot of stuff right, but they get their hands on the person in front of them. They moving up the field.
Hey, look, that's what I like right there, man. I want my offensive lineman nasty, man. Put hands on folks.
Hey,
make some holes. All right, fellas.
I'm gonna dial back on you before you go anywhere because there is somebody I forgot to mention. I just remembered. We got a kicker, man. To my knowledge, it's his first time playing football. He come out, he's kicking for us. I cannot call his name to save my life because he's not one of my normal kids. But I'm gonna tell you something. Like coach was talking to me about him. He was really impressed. He was like, he got to give a lot of credit to that kicker because he put him in a good position every time he put his boot on the ball. This kid, like his longest kick Thursday night was like 64 and a half yards. A lot of times, like he's got.
I said, okay, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, like a lot of times, this kid, he's got to take something off of it. I know the first game we played, I think the first 2 kickoffs, he kicked them slam out the back of the end zone, and I was like, okay, like a little bit less, like. But
hey, look here, man. Look, check this out. That is a very underrated,
position.
Key to the game, man. Because if you got a kicker that can constantly boot that thing for touchbacks, you ain't got to worry about. Because one of the things, and I'm sure Coach will talk about this, man, special teams. A lot of times you'll have like, some of the kids that don't play as much. You might not have so many starters on on your kickoff teams, and that coverage sometimes can be an issue. And I mean, we all seen games change on a special teams return like that. So if you got a kicker that can just constantly kick it, and in North Carolina you can't run it out the end zone, so it's an automatic
Right.
touchback. That's something great to have. Trust me. Look, any of my Clinton Dark Horse fans can agree with me on this. 2018 Eastern Championship game, we got beat by a kicker. Like
Yeah.
Northeastern had this kicker, and he constantly booted into the end zone. And when he punted, it was always a good punt. So, when you got a good kicker, man, hey, enjoy that because that's definitely something that could come in handy when when you need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was talking to his name is William Acosta.
Okay.
So his average is 54.8 yards. His longest kick was 60 yards in that game. But coach was talking to me. He said or one of the other coaches was talking to me. He said when they first started working with the special teams, before our first game, he said that boy was out there kicking. He said he almost kicked it through the uprights on like his second or third kick. He was like, he almost kicked it through the uprights. He was like, I was like, oh wow, like okay.
Hey, well, look here. I guess he has found what what year he is.
It's not on here. I will find out. I'll report that back
Hey,
to
look,
you.
man, if he on the classroom, man, you get to have that for the next 2-3 years, man. That's a blessing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
did anybody get my man number 74? Did anybody get my man's autograph? Cause he going somewhere. I seen that picture number 74 from Trask playing against Hopton, and I'm like, he's taller than half the kids
I
out
told
there.
you.
I was like,
I told you.
size
Triggers,
16
right?
shoe,
Triggers,
size 16 shoe.
Geo Triggers.
God.
Hey, look, man. I was like, look, I believe one of his parents had commented on our last show, man, because we were talking about him. And hey, look, shout out to y'all because y'all got to keep that fridge stocked full because that's a big boy.
Hey, he ain't sharing no food with nobody.
And coach,
Oh,
my like I said, my aunt works over there, so she gives me all my my takes for Trask, all the lowdown that I need to know on them. So
and yeah, definitely shout out to Trash Titans coming away. Went down to Newton Grove, came away with a big time victory, 42.
Hey, it looked kind of close
to
there.
20.
It was kind of close at first, right? It was like a 14,
Yeah, but
16.
they pulled away. They pulled away in the second half. But shout out to Trash, 42-20 over Hopton. One of our scores for Friday night. Anything else before we jump into these week 3 games here? No, we good. All right, Magic, you're up, buddy.
no, that's the
I'm up.
first one. He go last.
We up, man. Midway.
Hey, I'll take last. I'll do what we want. I'll take last.
Cause your Midway comes in licking the wounds.
Hey,
Taking on North Johnston Friday night. I think it's a good recovery game for Midway. I'm gonna take the Raiders in that one.
Magic, I'm about to surprise you, my guy.
You gonna pick Midway? Hold up.
Chris, man. I got
zoom in
with my head and not my heart, man.
Mr. Mika, zoom in right here. Play some music. You gotta put some music right here.
I'm going with the Raiders over North Johnston.
Oh, you heard it here first.
Thank you, William Ward.
Oh man, for our fans who aren't able to see this right now, I hope you can. But Mr. Magic has donned some apparel over there. But either coach or BB, man, y'all got to pick on Midway versus North Johnston.
Hey, I'm gonna take Midway to get that bounce back, dub. I mean, given I would say they went out sad Friday, but they kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. But I ain't gonna give them a hard time. I got them bouncing back against North Johnston.
That.
Mm.
Go ahead, BB. I know it. Just go ahead and swallow it, BB.
Come on, man. Just
Mid,
look at the bear and just make it pick, man.
midway.
Thank you, Brandon Blackwell. Hey, I'm telling you right now, I'm going Raiders all day, baby. Raiders all day. Raiders.
I ain't feeling well.
Well, you heard it from the Midway Magic, man. Taking them Raiders. Hey, look, hey, for my Brandons, man, y'all, it looked like it was tough. That was tough coming out. You know, y'all like it was painful picking Midway, man. What's going on?
Hey, I'm trying to win this thing, bro. I gotta bounce back on these tallies.
Hey, look, you ain't saying nothing, man. I'm looking rough right now. But everybody's made their picks in that one. All right, for our next game. Even though they haven't played their week 2 game yet, but we'll go ahead and talk about what they got going on Friday. Union Spartans taking on the Pender Patriots. Oh man, look, Coach Oates, man, I love you, man. You're a great dude. I love what you're doing out there. Don't take this personally, but I just, man, I feel like Pender's too strong right now, man. I gotta go with Pender in that one.
I got the Patriots, baby. I got the Patriots.
3-gun salute. Patriots.
I'm going with the Patriots, dog.
Hey, Brandon, Brandon, before you make your choice, remember, we down in the standings right now.
Look, man, I'm here to talk football. I love my school, but we still got some, we still need some time to get that culture built up. And Coach Oates is the man for the job. I know in maybe a year or two, man, we're gonna be back, right where we need to be. But I might have to take the Patriots this week.
We got Pender with the clean sweep in that one. All right, next game. Like I said, we branching into Duplin County now. All my Wallace Rose Hill Bulldog fans, traveling down to Wilmington, taking on the Hoggard Vikings. For me, I got to go Hoggard in that one, man. Just like I said, nothing against Wallace. Wallace, great 2A school, but man, going down to Wilmington, that atmosphere, taking on a big 4A team. Though I know Hoggard's not as strong as they were last year, I still got to go with the Hoggard Vikings in that one.
I'm going with Wallace, and for the simple fact, and the simple fact is Hoggard just got back from Cleveland. Cleveland put up 488 yards on them.
Ooh.
And 418 of those yards were passing. The cornerbacks for Wallace are much faster than Hoggard. Cleveland. So I got Wallace covering Hoggard, man, and going to Wilmington and bringing all the stand to the beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going Wallace, baby. I'm going Wallace. I'm going the Dogs, baby. The Dogs.
We know you going Wallace. I'm going Hoggard just because I know Magic don't like it. I said they need to be in the conversation. Look, I said they need to be in the conversation, and I'm in it. So I'm standing on what I said. I love you, Wallace. I respect you, but I'm going Hoggard on this one.
I'm going Wallace only because I say that because Cleveland's quarterback ran for almost 100 yards on them, and I know he's not the athlete that Wallace has with who's carrying the ball on Wallace's side of the ball. So, and with Cleveland averaging 5.5 yards per carry, and knowing Wallace gonna run that thing, they keep the ball out of Hoggett's hands. Hey, this could be a very good game. So I'm taking Wallace.
Hey, coach, they got 4 backs that can carry that rock like that.
Even makes it even worse.
Right.
And then me knowing them, I know they're gonna average more than 5 yards a carry. So yeah,
exactly.
Give me Wallace.
Okay. Moving on to our next game, our lone South Carolina team.
Next.
We talking about Marlboro. We talking about Marlboro County taking on Scotland. And look, man, it's gonna be a vibe out there, man. It's a big time game. We talking about Corey Johnson, taking on his former team he used to coach for, taking on the coach that that not only coached him in high school, but gave him that first big time coaching position over there with Richard Bailey over there in Scotland. It's a lot of history between those two teams, big time rivalry games. But of course, say less, man. I'm going Marlboro County all day.
I'm not even gonna answer this one because I done told you to put me Marlboro all the way down for the year.
You in Brandon, right? You in the other Brandon.
Just call me MCBB.
That's when they play Dillon. That's the only way to go against Marlboro. But this week, me knowing Corey Johnson, and I do feel like he's going to expose that Scotland defense because Terry Sanford was exposing it. So I'm gonna get. Well, I can't. It's hard because I got a coach on my coaching staff that coached at Scotland, and he won a state championship at Scotland. And the two receivers that they got, if they choose to throw the ball, that's only if they choose to throw the ball. Oh my! But I'm still going Marlboro though. I'm sorry, I'm not going against that. Me knowing Bailey and the way I see him run some of his games, I feel like he's going to hurt to run a lot, and the defense going to get some stops. And Marlboro's just they're going to go away with it.
It's the confidence for me. When a coach comes to a game with fatigue pants and combat boots,
look,
bro.
Look, shout out Corey Johnson, the whole staff, man. When I saw that picture, I was like, hey, them boys came war ready.
Look, man. I said it last week. It's an energy that's hard to bet against. Like that energy that he brings and the energy that his players put back into him, like it's hard to beat that. So that's what I'm saying. And then you got to think he's going up against Scotland. He learned from the sensei. Yeah. He learned from the sensei. Sir. And ever since he stepped out, he's been on a mission to prove something. Whether he had it to prove or not, he's been on a mission to prove something. You think he ain't feeling even more pressure to really show up when he's going against that Scotland crew? Like he knows what they do. He knows where they come from. And, I mean, yeah. So he's put that in his player's head already. That he's already told them what they want, and they've already said, "Coach, we're gonna bring it to you." Like I ain't doubting them, not a second.
Hey, I'm going Marlboro County 400. I'm going right there, JoJo right there, baby, JoJo. That man get that ball, he get that rock. Hey, he going to the house. That's 6 on the board.
Yes, sir. And definitely, hey, look, man, it is crazy. Shout out to Las Vegas Raiders running back. Hey,
Zamir White.
Yeah, Zamir. I don't know why. Hey, brain fart, man. Zamir White was at Marlboro. Look, he was at Marlboro County Friday night, checking out JoJo, man. So big ups to them, man. That was hey, look, Magic.
Ain't he from Scotland County?
Exactly.
Oh,
I said, man, them Scotland fans had to be looking at that like, oh, come on, man. a week before the rivalry game, you out there chilling with the enemy, like that's crazy. But hey, Magic, man, I know you got your fantasy football draft right now. What pick you got?
I don't know because they ain't messing me yet, but it'll be all right. It'll show up in about 10 minutes.
Hey, look, man, look. If you need our help, man, you got a couple guys here that can help you out, man.
I'm only going to allow 2 guys to help me because the other 2 don't like me.
Oh, but we got everybody with Marlboro County on that last game, man. We're gonna move it on to a team that's heating up right now. And we spoke to the coach. We spoke to the coach earlier. He was on the show. One of the assistant coach. He was on the show with us. Stafford County native Brandon Simmons. Southeast Raleigh 2-0. Another big win this last Friday night over Wakefield. They'll be taking on Wake Forest. Like I said, man, I love what those guys are doing up there. I feel like this is a team that wasn't talked about enough. They had a lot coming back. They got a great coaching staff. They got some energy going about them right now. They got some swagger about them. Give me Southeast Raleigh big time.
I got Southeast Raleigh as well, man. They got a receiver up there, Freeman. he's averaging right at 100 yards a game receiving. So
Oh yeah, I already know you. Hey, look, they got a couple offers, man. That's Christian. His nickname Duck. Christian Duck Freeman.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely check him out, man.
Dude, his route running is precise. So I'm going with my boy Coach Brandon Simmons in Southeast Raleigh.
Yes, sir.
Give me Southeast. Yeah, I definitely think they're starting to find their stride, averaging for about 48 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I tell you, I really think having that DB coach come from Clayton is really helping out their defense a lot. Actually helping them DBs learn a different level of the game. So yeah, man, give me Southeast to further notice.
I'm taking Brandon Simmons and his crew. I'm taking Brandon Simmons and his crew. Southeast, baby.
Hey, yo, every time the bear pop up on my screen, man.
It's funny, dude. I can't get it.
Oh, Southeast, man.
All right, Southeast for the clean sweep, man. All right, look, fellas, we got to start picking different, man. We already. I think coach is leading the standards right now. We got to look into that, but we got
That's not fair.
somebody got to take some chances.
This took mine. I took mine. I took mine last week. I took mine last week.
Hey,
but then my dog, though. Then my dog.
Hey, but look, though, you did take one last week, and you hit on it, though. Warren County. You was the only one that picked them, man. They came away from a nail biter, 36-33 of Jeff Webb. That was a good pick. I saw that. I was like, oh, man, Magic, the only one that nailed that one.
Yes, sir.
Our next game, man, once again, one of our new Duplin County teams, East Duplin, coming off a tough loss. Got to take on the Richlands Wildcats. ED's banged up right now, man.
They are.
This is what kind of derailed them last season when they were hot. Some injuries to some really key guys that you can't afford to get hurt. So depending on what the status is of big number 39 Sean Davis, that's gonna be a tough one, man. Coach Battle Holly is one of the best in the business as far as getting the best out of his players and changing the game plan and just like I said, just capitalizing off of whatever he's got. But man, I don't know. Like you said, they're banged up right now, man. I'm gonna take a chance, man. I'm gonna go Richlands on this one.
Yeah. I talked to your cousin Friday night, Chris, and
oh yes, sir.
And this is one of the teams we were talking about, Richlands.
Yeah, they had big time victory over Southwest.
Yeah. In 2 games, they've only allowed 14 points.
Yep.
They said their defense is stacked down there in Richlands. And like you said, I'm gonna piggyback off what you said about Battle Holly. If anybody can change a game plan and get things, to get the best out of his players, but I just don't see it happening until later on this season when they get some key players back. I mean, they're still gonna win games, but
definitely. But yeah, it's just like I said, just like last season, man, they were rolling, and some key guys got hurt, and just at the wrong time. But I guess the only silver lining in this is, I mean, if the guy's gonna get hurt, man, you rather, I guess, early in the season, hopefully, get them back towards conference play and playoff time. That's when you really need them. But yeah, coach or BB, whichever one, or the Bear Man over there, whoever want to go next.
I got Richlands.
Hey, I'm a pretty biased guy. So you know what I'm saying? I know y'all picking Richlands, but we gotta hop out here and we gotta make some business decisions and we gotta stand on business. And even though they hurt, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking Duplin, baby. I'm taking East Duplin. I'm taking Panthers.
Yes. All right now. BB, you up?
You know what? It wasn't who I was gonna pick, but I'm gonna rock with East Duplin on this one.
Hey, look, that's what I'm saying. Hey, look, pick somebody. Hey, look, go with what you feel, man. Hey, we all picking the same ones.
Hey, look, I wrote down Richlands, but I don't know. When Magic said what he said, it spoke to my spoke to my little heart a little
Oh,
bit.
not
You know
you
what I'm
getting
saying? I'm gonna rock
snuggled.
with him, see what happens.
Not you getting snuggle fever too.
It's
Well,
the
Yes,
bear.
Magic thinks I
sir.
don't like him,
Yes,
and it
It's the
bothers
sir.
bear,
me.
man. It's the bear.
Yes, sir.
Magic thinks I don't like him, and it bothers me. He's sensitive. Look at him. He cuddly, snuggly.
Oh man. Hey, look, all right, our next game. Once again, another team that has definitely silenced a lot of doubters because when I announced, expansion, I was naming some of the teams that I was covering. Everybody would always ask, like, why are you covering Western Guilford? Like, what? No, I see them only winning one game this year, or look, check this out. Western Guilford said, you know what, bet, watch us, 2-0 with at the start of the season, already matching their win total from a year ago. Goal line stand. Coach Juan sent me a video, man. 20-14 late in the game. Goal line stand over Northeast Guilford. Held it down. Hey, shout out to running back / wide receiver / athlete Tim Baker. If you want to entertain a film, check out this young man's film. Stud player. At Western Guilford, I feel like they on a mission right now. They ready to silence some doubters. They dealt with some adversity. They lost a couple kids, transferring out, but they said, they just gonna keep on keeping on. So shout out to Coach Anthony Timmons, Coach Juan. He's been on the show before. Got Western Guilford versus Southern Guilford. Man, I'm going Western Guilford. I'm not picking against them. I'm not gonna pick against them right now. Them boys, they feeling themselves. They hot right now.
Hey,
Yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm going Western Guilford, baby. I've been going with him, boy. Hey, I'm riding with you, WG.
Hey, you want West Guilford? Hey, they on the road, man. 2-0. Looking like hey, it was better than 2-0, 3-0.
Hey, exactly.
Hey, I went WG too. I picked against them that first week, and it bit me. I picked with them the second week, and we winning. I'm staying.
Yes, sir.
I'm going Western Guilford as well. I mean, they came back this year with a vengeance, and when they made the schedule, they made sure they got everybody in north, east, south, west, every Guilford you could think of in a row.
Right.
Didn't they though?
The 4 games is Northeast Guilford, Southern Guilford, Northwest Guilford, and Southwest Guilford. That was the games they put in a row. They put them on notice.
You live in Guilford County, it's confusing sometimes. Well, which Guilford you go to?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody rolling with WG on that one. Shout out Coach Juan. We see y'all boys out there. All right, our next game. we got Lakewood traveling to Camp Lejeune. It's an easy decision for me, man.
Lakewood.
Yeah, gotta go with them Leopards, man. Starting off the season 3-0. Coach Hope. These boys they're gonna win by whenever Coach Hope say when he turns to when he eases back on the reins, it's whatever, man. Because I'm looking at Lejeune, that first game, 74-7 versus Pender. Yeah, give me Lakewood all day.
Lakewood.
7-4. The same.
I know BB might have a little bit more to say about this, but what you got?
I'm gonna say if they will let us on Lejeune, we're gonna win. If we could actually get on base when we get there, we're gonna win. You know what I'm saying?
That might be the only way they win the game. Just we can't let y'all on, man.
Look, they didn't show up on time. It's a forfeit. Like
Go get your
we
pass
sitting at the
on
gate blowing the
Thursday.
horn. Like I don't know if y'all have ever tried to go out there, man. You gotta have a vial of your mom and daddy's blood when you show up, so they can test it and make sure. Like you got, like man, it's crazy. I'm gonna attempt to go out there. So if I'm not on the next podcast, y'all know what happened. I didn't make it through the gate. So
yeah, they got him in the brig out there at Camp Lejeune, man. BB done went off on some Marines out front of the gate, man. He got him in the brig.
So I'm just gonna say I know they got a good quarterback, man. I know he's gonna be throwing that ball, but I say Dontavius Smith out there.
Yes, sir.
If he's anywhere near a ball in the air, He's gonna take it the other way. I'm just gonna tell you. I actually missed a little stat. He got an interception last game. He also got a fumble recovery. I'm telling you, if you don't have control of the ball, he will gain it. He will gain control of that ball. I mean, that's all he wants is the football. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if y'all gonna throw the ball, don't throw it nowhere near. He's coming to get it. He's taking it the other way. So I say with that, I say with man, our defensive line, our linebackers, I mean, they've been on fire. I say we show up, we actually get on base, and they step up and don't let what we saw last Thursday be the standard. I say we take it with ease.
That's a clean sweep for Lakewood in that one.